Hey folks, welcome to another video from A Plain Truth and Well Healed. I got more testimony on this biomagnetic healing. We're treating dozens and dozens of people now. We're starting to get some very, very positive results. Wow, how I'll start this. Giving feedback of what happened during and after the first session, it was game-changing. Now, not everybody gets reactions the first time, some do. First, I thought I would be waiting for a while to do the session, was surprised when it happened so quickly. During the evening of the first session, while working at the kitchen table, my husband and I were literally feeling the air around us changing. We later realized that it was recalibrating of my energy during the session, which also affected him. I suddenly had to go to sleep for about a half hour while laying down, felt something lift up and out of my heart area. My stomach felt lighter, and all of a sudden I felt energy running through me that felt clearer, cleaner, and more whole. Like clogged pipelines were opening, no doubt. I felt sluggish and deeply exhausted for so many years now, so it was quite the welcome surprise. When I got up, I felt, quote, lighter, more positive, inspired, like I haven't in years. That alone was a gift. But then it just got better. The most profound thing I noticed happening the next morning after a full-on adrenal rush that lasted over 2 years, quote, over a year and a half of which I was in bed and couldn't get up, I have still not been able to wake up before 10:30 a.m. It's been a huge issue and has affected every area of my life. The morning after the first session, I woke up instantly and with a clear head at 6:45 a.m. sharp, first time in years. I decided to rest a bit more than bolted up at 8:45 and stayed awake easily all day. That was a miracle to me. Clear-headed, upbeat, and creative, phenomenal experience. The same thing has happened now every day, and my energy, my outlook on my body and my life has already changed. I've been in an energy quote funk for so many decades now, and even though I've always eaten healthily, exercised, did all the kinds of healing work, nothing helped. It felt like a big cork or covering lifted off the top of my head and something was freed up that had been stagnant for decades. Another quick note is when I fractured my neck in 1990 and the tailbone in 1995, the connective tissue damage at the base of my skull created continual pain. The occiput and most of my vertebrae were pop out unexpectedly and the pain was constant. While sitting at the dinner 24 hours after the first session, my occiput and vertebrae adjusted in a way that no chiropractor could ever seem to do. Just like that, decades of pain left. Bam. Yay. I've long been that AMA, American Medical Association-based practices have very little to do with actual healing and a lot to do with creating a lifelong drug users for the farm industry. The imbalances of the most subtle systems can so detrimentally influence our perspective and our optimal health, and once healed, everything changes. Can hardly wait for the rest. Already such a wonderful impact. Now, wonderful folks, it's working. It's working on me. It's working on others. But I want to get into the treatment protocol here. And this is what has been recommended for the treatment protocol in concert with getting your biomagnetic treatment. One is to drink hot boiled water, and that expands cells. So at the cellular level, at the base pairs where DNA starts and creates 4 pair, the first thing it does is it regenerates and then it replicates, and it makes an exact copy at the base DNA level of the 2 female pairs of our DNA, and then the DNA and the RNA are created, and then they make a text copy. And so when the healing starts, it brings the text copy of our DNA out, and then it starts the treatments of the exact DNA. We have 125 billion miles of DNA in us, and it replicates and then regenerates. And this is how the healing goes. So that the cellular level, by drinking hot water, heat expands. You're expanding the cellular healing. So it helps the healing process. And the other thing is this Budwig Diet. Basically flaxseed oil and cottage cheese. Be careful of the diet you get a hold of here, because there's a lot of them on the market that don't do the healing protocol. They're changed so you won't get the healing protocol that Dr. Budwig, who in 1908 passed away in 2003 at 95, she was the top European cancer research scientist, biochemist, blood specialist, German pharmacologist, and physicist. It's rumored that she was nominated for 7 Nobel Prizes. So let's get into that a little more about this Budwig diet for healing and curing cancer. But just so you know, Dr. Budwig had a 90% 90% success rate with this protocol in all kinds of cancer patients over 50 years. Think they want us to know about this? Think again. So this is the Budwig Diet protocol, and this is under cancertutor.com, but I'll show you in a minute what the best way to do this is. And I do this every morning now as part of my morning diet. Her name was Joanna Budwig. She is said to be a 7-time Nobel winner. There's much more than just flax oil and cottage cheese, but it's also the chemical reaction that takes place between the sulfur protein in the cottage cheese and the oil. We're not recommending options at all. Just stay with the easy stuff. Make it simple. Keep it simple. But she has books on this, and this goes into how this person got these books, downloaded it, started healing, and learned about Dr. Budwig. But as we said, she was in Germany 1908. In 1952 in Germany, she was the central government's senior expert for fats and pharmaceuticals. She's considered one of the world's leading authorities on fats and oils. Her research has shown tremendous effects that commercially processed fats and oils have in destroying cell membranes and lowering the voltage in the cells of our bodies that then result in chronic and terminal illness. We have forgotten that we are body electric, biomagnetic, healing at the energy levels of our very existence. The cells of our body fire electrically. They have nucleus in the center of the cell, which is positively charged, and the cell membrane, which is the outer lining of the cell, which is negative. Remember, positive pushes, it's acidic, and negative pulls. All right, it's alkaline. We are well aware how fats clog up our veins and arteries and leading cause of heart attacks, but we never look beyond the end of our noses to see how these very dangerous fats and oils, corn syrup, are affecting the overall health of our minds and bodies at the cellular level. She discovered that unsaturated fats have been unchemically treated and are destroying the fields of electrons. The fat's ability to destroy with protein and thereby to achieve water solubility in fluids of the living body is destroyed. And aren't we 2/3 water? So again, this goes through the whole protocol and the treatment. And then what I want to bring up here, and I'll put this in the show notes. Or let me just read this because this is good. This is from Dr. Budwig. The same applies to nerve functions and for regeneration within the muscle. Regeneration, that's what we're talking about. Think about immortality if we can regenerate, folks. If a salamander can regrow its arm, a starfish can regrow its arm, and we learn about regeneration, what are we talking about here? Same applies to nerve functions and for regeneration within the muscle after strenuous muscle activity. In the so-called oxidative recovery phase during sleep, the process requires the highly unsaturated, particularly electron-rich fatty acids in flaxseed oil. So when I wish to help a very sick patient, I must first give them the most optimal oil I have. My opinion is flaxseed oil. All right, so you can get in and read this. It's a very good article to get into it more. And here's a copy of the Flaxseed Protocol that Dr. Budwig recommends. Again, 90% success rate in 50 years. And I'll put this in the show notes. It's pretty lengthy, but what I've done is I've worked it down into a kind of a cheat sheet copy here of using this. And basically what I do in the morning, every morning, is I'll make the flaxseed oil, mix the flaxseed oil and the cheese together. And you need to get a hand mixer, electronic hand mixer, not a blender, but a hand mixer. It's about maybe a foot long, and that mixes up the flaxseed oil and the cottage cheese. And it's 3 tablespoons of flaxseed oil, and it's 1 to 2, and then 6 tablespoons of cottage cheese. And then you use the blender in it, you blend it. And you use Barlean's Red Label Organic Flaxseed Oil. You can get it at whole paycheck, Amazon. Or you can get low-fat organic cottage cheese and mix those two together. So then that makes a smoothie. When you can add, after you do that, then you add blueberries, organic blueberries, and blackberries if you wish, and that makes a smoothie. It really tastes good. I couldn't eat cottage cheese, but I love this stuff. And then what you do is you just chop up apples, oranges, and a banana, an apple, an orange, and a banana, and then you mix it all together with the smoothie, the Budwig smoothie, and that's it. I mean, you can add some chopped up flax seeds if you want, some almonds, chop those up and add those. Those are fine too, but keep it simple, keep it easy. And this is the basic recipe right here. All right. All right, so if anyone would like more information about biomagnetic healing, This is a picture of an actual nerve ending in our bodies. This is where the treatment begins electromagnetically, or biomagnetically, excuse me. Anyway, you can contact me at jwlpeace@gmail.com, and I'll send you information about the treatment protocol and whatnot, and any particulars for you to review first. And then we do a consultation. And then after we do a consultation, if we agree, this is an offering. If we agree, then we'll set you up in the treatment protocol lineup. So we'll catch you next video. Please share. Let the healing begin. Let it begin with us. And love one another, folks. Peace. And we'll catch you next video.